Yo, good morning, everybody. So once again, be doing this raising a gentleman in the hood thing. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not being as consistent as I would like to, but yeah. So one of the things is being a Mexican American from Southern California, and not only Southern California but South San Diego. I grew up, or I saw a lot of this fatherless community, and I find that that's to me this continues to be somewhat of an introduction as to why I'm doing it and why I find it so important. Me at the age of 35, I'm still asking for guidance, so I can only imagine what it's like for a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old, 20-year-old to look around and say, "Hey, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm completely clueless in this area of my life." And so these videos are to help. You don't have to accept it all. You don't have to agree with it all. But whatever it is that I put out there, it will, regardless of how you accept it or how you agree with it or not, it will build perspective, which is the thing I want to talk about right now. It's perspective. If you and me we're in a new city. We've never been in the city before, and we are walking through the city. And you have your camera, you have your GoPro, you're taking pictures, you have your cell phone, you're even drawing some things, and you're trying to absorb and observe as much of the city as you possibly can. You've never been here before, okay? And you're taking pictures and you're taking videos, and you have the greatest memory ever, and you're able to see everything of the city. As soon as I say, "Hey, come check this out over here," that is adding perspective into your life, because you put all of your effort, you did everything you possibly could to absorb, to observe, to learn. But still, a second perspective came, and with all of your power, without the second perspective, you wouldn't have been able to see what I am showing you right now, or what the second perspective or the other perspective is showing you. And so I want you from now on to put a stamp on that. Perspective is super important. Having perspective in your life, like you have oxygen, you have to have perspective. It's like right up there, dude. Like, perspective is so important, because if you don't have the right perspective in life, and I'm not trying to sound like an old wise man here, but I know this from personal experience. Like, to me, this is no debate. This is like a straight out fact. Without perspective in your life, a lot of problems or a lot of situations are going to seem very scary, and they're going to take valuable energy from you. But if you step back and you find the right perspective, you're going to be more efficient as a human being. And this is also very important. So we have perspective, and we have efficiency. As a human being, you have to be efficient. If you, and I've said this before, but if you are, as a quarterback in a football team, if you are not effective, you're going to get cut, or you're going to be the second string. In a relationship or in a marriage, let's say, if you're not an effective partner, you're looking at a divorce. Or if you're not an effective employee, you're going to get fired. So what happens when you're not an effective human being? Well, you don't necessarily die, but what happens? And to that, I don't really have a concrete answer to say what happens when you are not an effective human being. The first thing that comes to my mind is you lose a lot of opportunities. Okay, opportunities is something that when you're in the presence of opportunities, bro, your life is rich. When you have opportunities in all areas of your life, if you have the opportunity to stand up on your own today, that is a blessing. That is richness in life. And I listen to myself right now, and I know that I'm going from one thing to the other. But once again, perspective through wanting to become efficient is like, for example, am I more efficient like this with my vision like this, or am I more effective with my vision like this? Am I more am I driving when I'm driving and you cover one of my eyes? Am I more and am I a more effective driver with one eye covered, or with both eyes being able to see? Are you a more effective human being when your perspective is like this and you see all of your problems from close up and they all seem very scary regardless of how big or how small they are? Or are you a more effective human being when you step away and you have the right perspective in life? When you realize, when you know how to count your blessings, when you know how to when you know how to say, like, okay, I'm going through a difficult time, but it's gonna go by. I've gone through situations like this. I have personally gone through situations where I go through a difficult moment and it seems overwhelming. And then I have to check myself and be like, no, wait a minute. I've been here before. I've been in this exact same situation. I know I'm going to be all right because it was all right before. And there's no difference to this. The only difference is now my perspective to the exact same situation I've been through before. And once you get through this difficult situation in your life, you're going to come across it again and again and again and again. The circumstances from the exterior don't change. It's your perspective that begins to change. And when your perspective begins to change, these things, these challenges, what they do now is they don't take that much energy like they did before. Now you're able to stay calm, cool, collected. It's the same situation. The external is still the same, but your perspective is much more broader and much more wider. And I love the word holistic. And you begin to preserve your energy. And this preserving of your energy allows you to be a much more effective human being, to start using your energy and things that you really want to start you, because there are going to be things in your life that are going to take a lot of energy, like raising a child, for example, or starting a business while raising a child, for example, or having to move overseas, or having to adapt to a certain scenario, or you lose a loved one, or you really get hit with a difficult situation in your life. You're going to need that energy for those moments, not for these trivial things that you think are going to end your life. I hope this makes sense. I don't know how long I'm going to be making these videos. I'm going on 6 minutes and a half. But yeah, this is a thing on perspective. I believe in it 100%. I believe, look it up, Google the word perspective, allow it to come into your mind, allow it a little seed, even if you don't understand exactly what the word perspective means or what it means in your life or what the definition of perspective is. Just allow it to sink into your mind and start telling yourself perspective, perspective, and start repeating the word perspective. What does it sound like? Perspective, perspective. Write it down a few times and start adapting that word, even if you don't know the meaning, even if you don't know what it means to you in your life. Just start telling yourself the word perspective, and and see what happens. I believe in perspective 100%. And I think that's about it right now. I'm wishing you guys lots of love, many blessings. If there's anything that I can do for anybody, shoot me a message. Let me know what's up. I really hope you guys are doing good. I hope that you have peace in your heart, because I've lived days without peace in my heart. I lived days with anxiety. I've lived days with panic. I've lived days where I just didn't want to get out of bed and I felt very afraid of I don't know what. And I know these feelings. Maybe you're going through a deeper feeling of that. I'm not saying I've been to the edge and back, but I've had my bad moments. I've had my bad days. I've had my moments where I just wanted to be alone, where I just felt like crying for no reason. I've had my depressing moments. I've had my moments of like, oh, could I actually do something to myself? I was very afraid. I was very afraid of myself. I was very afraid of not knowing myself. I was very afraid of not knowing why I was afraid. I've had scary moments in my life. If you need somebody to talk to, if you're going through a difficult time in your life, if you need somebody to listen to, someone to listen to you, I'm here, man. God bless you guys. I hope you're doing good. Give it all you got. Give it everything that you got today. Peace.